Hello everyone, good day to all. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, returning to our update on the weather, particularly here in the Philippines. And we have a tropical depression which has developed yesterday after our YouTube and Facebook video analysis. This low pressure 94W developed into a tropical depression per Pag-asa and the Japan Meteorological Agency, while Joint Typhoon Warning Center remains it as LPA 94W. But today, it's now issuing a formation alert, and we are waiting if this system will be upgraded. Japan Meteorological Agency has weakened it, while Pag-asa remains it as a tropical depression. So this is the latest update on TD Luis with tag ID 94W. And this for today, Monday, August 3, 2026, English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. We'd like to thank our partners, About This Power, and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Lenny Robredo and our Honorable Vice Mayor Gabi Bordado. So let's take a look at the system right now. It dumped some rainfall up to 40 millimeters here in Naga yesterday and in some parts of the Bicol region. And there are still some wind signals up across the eastern sections of Cagayan Valley as of this time. And as you can see right now, the system is struggling to organize with most of its rain bands, or the convection of this system, moving past across Central Luzon. So overnight there were rain showers and thunderstorms across these areas. And as you can see on the right side of our screen, we have here Typhoon Dolphin, which is approaching Iwoto. So this is the area of Iwoto. This is the formerly Iwo Jima Island. It's a famous World War II island during the Japan and US battle. And you can see that the system is fast approaching this island. It's currently below 200 kph, category 3, downgraded, because the system is now moving over cooler oceanic heat content. So the system may not able to re-intensify back to super typhoon status after multiple times of IWOL replacement cycles. So it's still there, and it has expanded up to 1,000 kilometers in diameter. So the diameter of the system is like that, meaning the winds of up to 55 kph will be experienced within that radius or diameter of this Typhoon Dolphin. So the forecast of this is to pass here, and then it will move just north of the Philippine Area of Responsibility. The power line is located here. Here, okay. Just pardon my... so it will be outside of the Philippine Area of Responsibility, and I'm going to show to you here on where it will go. So it will go towards Okinawa within the next 3 days, and then rapidly making landfall over eastern China within 5 to 7 days. So it will be outside of power, but it will have an influence on this low pressure system or tropical depression Luis, which is currently quasi-stationary to the east of Kasiguran, and the rain bands is affecting Luzon, particularly central and the central Luzon and the southern Tagalog provinces, including Metro Manila. So within the next 24 hours, this mass of convection will again remain quasi-stationary here, and the possibility it will move back to central Luzon and dump heavy rainfall for the next 2 days. So folks over Metro Manila and central Luzon, Pangasinan, and Benguet, Cordillera administrative region must be aware of the possible rainfall that will expected to arrive within the next 48 hours. So that's the scenario of this weather system currently sitting over Luzon. Now let's take a look at the zoom-in satellite emission to show to you the exposed low-level center of this tropical depression. It's very weak. It's currently located at this part east of the... it's currently now very close to the coastal areas of Palan and Isabela. So it's right here, cloudless, since there is currently easterly and northeasterly wind shear pushing most of the convection over this area. Okay, so it's currently a naked system compared to Super Typhoon or Dolphin. Typhoon Dolphin is still very nice, and the eye is in the middle. It's perfectly aligned, but this system is not, and it has been affected by the moderate to strong easterly and east northeasterly vertical wind shear. So that's why it's pushing all the convection across western Luzon. And for the next 24 hours, once Dolphin begins interacting with this low pressure system or tropical depression, Luis, it will start to pull back this mass of rain bands, bringing more rainfall across central and southern Luzon. That includes Metro Manila. And then the Southwest Monsoon will be joined by this system moving across the country. So right now, the Southwest Monsoon is still starting to act up. We have southwesterly winds already affecting Bicol region and the portions of western Visayas. As you can observe here, there are southwesterly monsoonal flow already affecting Sulu and Cuyo archipelagos, with convection or thunderstorm clouds moving across western Panay, Guimaras, and Bacolod is also affected by this surge of the Southwest Monsoon. And we're gonna show to you now the latest on the wind shear environment. So it's currently experiencing some strong vertical wind shear across the Visayas, Bicol region, and the southern Tagalog provinces. Okay, so that's the scenario right now on that tropical depression. And for the shear tendency, it also shows that it's currently increasing, although here it's getting lower because of that convection. But again, for the next few days, it will be not suitable for development because of the southwest monsoon and the vertical wind shear, which is quite strong. Now here's the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. It's currently a formation alert east of Luzon, that tropical depression Luis, and Japan Meteorological Agency already downgraded it into an active LPA, or on their category, it's a very weak tropical depression. And the latest from Pagasa as of 8 a.m. is showing the system moving northward, the exposed low-level center, and it's now to the east of Isabela. This is around 8 a.m. As of this time, it's already east of Balanan Bay, Isabela, with most of its convection still over the western parts of central Luzon. Now, we have the sustained winds here clocked at 55 to 70 kph. And the strong winds are confined 190 kilometers outward from the center. So this is the forecast of Pagasa. It will accelerate towards the east and dissipate, be absorbed into the large circulation of incoming Typhoon Dolphin. So that's the forecast track of Pagasa for the next 2 or 3 days. And the forecast is this system might make landfall here, but it looks like it's already up here based on the latest satellite loop. And here's the forecast of what this Luis will gonna do. It's going to remain quasi-stationary to the east of Cagayan Valley, and then on Tuesday evening, Wednesday, it will dissipate into a remnant low. And on Thursday, August 6, it will be absorbed by this large southern circulation of Typhoon Dolphin, which is just above or just outside of the Philippine area of responsibility approaching the Ryukyu Islands. So since we are on the wet phase of the Baden-Julian oscillation until the middle of August, we expect above average rainfall across the western sections of Luzon because of the enhanced southwest monsoon. And we're going to go back into this chart to show to you what's in store for the next 2 weeks as we are moving into a parade of smaller vortices embedded within the monsoon trough. It's a reverse-oriented monsoon trough. I'm going to show to you later. Now for the Google DeepMind, the Google DeepMind shows this low pressure system, or LUIS, traversing northern Luzon and stationary over the west coast of La Union before moving back again and dissipating on Thursday. So today until Wednesday, it will traverse the central part of northern Luzon and then it will dissipate. While up here, you can see Typhoon Dolphin weakening day by day into from a category 3. It will just be a category 2 or 1 as it approaches the coastal waters of eastern China. So the forecast of the Google DeepMind now changes. It now shows a track towards the coastal waters of Shanghai within the next 5 to 7 days. Okay. Now let me show to you the latest on the computer models on LUIS. So it's 50-50. Some of them making landfall over northern Luzon. The rest is accelerating towards the east into the circulation of Dolphin. And the wind forecast, or the wind models, are showing it might reach tropical storm, some of them, only a couple of them. But since it is very close to land, this is very low in probability as of this time, since it's been bombarded by moderate to strong vertical wind shear. And you can see the full image of the model tracks showing the different scenario of tropical depression LUIS. For Dolphin, this is all the Asian agency tracking Dolphin, and it looks like we are safe when it comes to the system entering power. So it will be remaining outside of the Philippine area of responsibility for the next 5 days, passing over Okinawa between the 4th and 5th day. So that will be on August 6 or 7. It will pass here over Okinawa with possible winds of around 120 or 140 kph. While if we check on the track of the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, its wind area is quite large. The tropical storm force winds is up to 900 kilometers in diameter, and you can observe here that most of the southern islands of Japan will be bombarded by typhoon force to down to tropical storm force winds. So we are out of the woods when it comes to the effect of the direct effect of this cyclone. But again, because of the Southwest Monsoon, those living across Western Luzon, including Mindoro, must prepare for possible on and off rainfall beginning tomorrow until actually today. There are still areas here being affected by the circulation of LUIS, and by Wednesday, the Southwest Monsoon will take over. Okay, so this is the latest 24-hour rainfall accumulation forecast for today until tomorrow. So let me set this between 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. today until 11 a.m. tomorrow. So the rest of central and the portions of northern Luzon, including Metro Manila and the western sections of Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, will be affected by 30 to 50 or more than 50 millimeters of heavy rainfall, while areas of Tarlac, Angeles, and parts of Pangasinan, Zambales, and Nueva Vizcaya, Nueva Ecija might be affected by rainfall of 50 to more than 100 millimeters. This is the area of more than 100 millimeters, some reaching 200 millimeters, but these are forecast which has an accuracy of 50 to 70%. Okay, so we still don't know if this will push through. It depends on the condition, but this is for the next 48 hours, and by Tuesday it will remain here. This violet colored rainfall of more than 100 millimeters. There are some areas here reaching 300 millimeters, so please be prepared for possible downpour between now until Wednesday. And then by Wednesday, it will still be affecting the southern portions of Central Luzon, Metro Manila. So over Metro Manila, we expect 50 to more than 50 millimeters, maybe almost 100 millimeters of rainfall for the next 2 to 3 days. And over the Bicol region, we are expecting on and off rainfall in the afternoon or evening because of the Southwest Monsoon, but it's not expected to reach 50 millimeters based on the forecast. But there are some thunderstorms that could reach easily this 50 millimeter rain. So that's the forecast until Wednesday. And then Thursday through the next weekend, because of the arrival of Typhoon Dolphin over the eastern China area, we expect the heavy rainfall of 50 to more than 100 millimeters due to the Southwest Monsoon will again be experienced over Ilocos region, Cordillera Administrative Region, the western sections of Central Luzon, down to Occidental Mindoro. So please take all necessary precautions. Those living in flood-prone areas, landslide-prone areas, be prepared for possible on and off heavy downpour brought about by the Southwest Monsoon, which is very active as of this time because of the wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation. So we will stop there until Saturday and Sunday. The Southwest Monsoon will continue to affect the western sections of Luzon. Metro Manila will also be experiencing on and off rain, but it's only between 10 to 50 millimeters. Today until Wednesday is going to be much higher, so please take all necessary precautions. For the wave heights, you can observe here that currently we have light to moderate wave heights here up to 2 meters over the whole of the Philippine Sea, and down to half a meter over the West Philippine Sea. But if we move this slider for the next 5 days, beginning tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the wave heights, because of the large swells generated by this formerly Super Typhoon Dolphin, wave heights of up to 4 meters will be expected over the Philippine Sea, 3 meters near the coastal waters of our country, the eastward facing coastal waters from Cagayan Valley down to eastern Mindanao. There might be waves and swells of up to 2 or 3 meters, while over the West Philippine Sea is up to 3 meters as well, especially during the weekend because of the enhanced Southwest Monsoon up to Sunday. We are showing you here the forecasted wave heights and swell heights of up to 4 meters. So this is gonna be dangerous to all types of sea vessels because of the Southwest Monsoon, while 3 meters over the East Philippine Sea. So those fishermen who are planning to have some fishing activities this week, avoid the sea because there will be rough rogue waves battering around. And if we move forward for the next 2 weeks, it looks like the Southwest Monsoon will remain over the Western Pacific because of the wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, as well as the active Southwest Monsoonal flow. Okay, now before we leave you, here's the forecast I'm going to show to you for the next 7 to 14 days, just to let you know what's in store for next week. So on Friday and Saturday, it will start making landfall, this Typhoon Dolphin over eastern China, and we have here the Southwest Monsoon over the Philippines, and then we have another cyclone here forming southeast of Japan, and you can see the active Southwest Monsoonal flow over the Marianas and Micronesia, and this is the start of the reverse-oriented monsoon trough, meaning that the orientation of the monsoon trough is from the southwest towards the northeast, because usually the monsoon trough goes like this, is going like this, okay? But since we have the active southwest monsoon, and most of the lower atmospheric pressure systems will be aligning towards the northeast. So between next week, August 10 to 17, we might be looking at multiple tropical cyclone formation over the Western Pacific based on the European model. We are not going to discuss the American model because this is not a good model when it comes to long range. So we are sticking on the European model. So from August 10 to 17, which is still highly uncertain and the probability is still low, you can see there are two tropical cyclones roaming over the Western Pacific, and that's the reason why we have the ongoing effects of the Southwest Monsoon across the western sections of our country, with strong gusts moving across the Visayas and western sections of Southern Luzon, Mimaropa. So it's going to be 1 to 2 weeks of monsoonal flow. And the rainfall is going to be abundant because of the wet phase of the Madden Julian Oscillation, which is good news for the dams and farmlands of Central Luzon, which is preparing for the worst effect of the Super El Nino this coming last quarter of 2026 to the first quarter of 2027. So usually during the time of the Southwest Monsoon season, or the Habagat, these are the times where the La Nina and the El Nino, if either way develops, is not yet full blown. So the average rainfall of the Southwest Monsoon will remain the same. Okay, and then come Burr months, at the time that we switch from the northeast monsoonal towards the northeast monsoonal flow, the amount of rainfall is either higher during La Nina and lower during El Nino. So that's the scenario. So it's going to be a good relief for the reservoir of Luzon and also over the Visayas. Okay, so that's the latest on the two tropical cyclones that we are expecting to enhance the Southwest Monsoon. But first, we are dealing with Luis, and then later, Dolphin will enhance the Southwest Monsoon and absorb the remaining circulation of Luis. Okay, this is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua. We'll see you again tomorrow for another update. Thank you so much for watching our channel. God bless to all.